help your children spread their wings and fly through life. Now let's talk about language development. The language development of a 4-year-old, they should be talking in quite complete sentences by now. They should be able to express themselves fully to you. They'll be a little bit cheeky. They have this great personality that's coming out. They should be able to understand the difference between present and past and future tense. They need to be able to understand who, what, where, why, when, and hold these really complex conversations. Talk about fairy tales and stories and be able to really keep your attention for quite a few minutes. One of the things that really helps them with their speech development is chewing and eating complex foods. They need to be able to use their mouth, and chewing and eating those complex foods like biting into an apple really helps them with their development of their muscles in their jaw. It helps them with their development of their muscles in their tongue and their lips and their cheek, which all form parts of us saying sounds. Now, the sounds that they should be able to do at this age, let's go through them. P for pig, B for bread, M for mum, N for north, T for truck, D for down, K for king, G for goat, F for food, S for snake, Y for yellow, and H for house. Now when we're looking at, especially looking at F for food, we have to make sure that it's not F. It's not their tongue sticking out, it's F. And it's not R, which is a hard sound, it's that soft sound. F. The same with P. It's not P, it's P. So they should be able to feel the breath going onto their finger if they hold their finger up. So give that a go. Put your finger up. Or P, P, P is a more vocalized sound. If you hold your hand over your vocal cords and you can feel yourself talk, now say P. You shouldn't be able to feel your vocal cords. P, P. If you say it like that, then you can feel your vocal cords vibrate, and that's incorrect. So what we want to do is try and give them the opportunity to learn how to say these sounds correctly, and that will really help with their spelling later on. Some sounds that they can mix up. The sh can be replaced with a z sound. The t can still be replaced with a d sound. These are sounds that they've been trying to do from when they were 2, and they still may have issues with some of these. The all sound can be changed with a w, and the can be changed with a y. It's also the thank you can be a tank you, the hard sound, or it could also be could be changed with v. So these are okay for them to have these issues. But what I would like to also have a quick talk about is why spelling. So in order for the kids to understand the sounds that they're making, they'll then relate those sounds that they hear in speech with some visual letter that they can see. So because they really need to understand those sounds, and then they will relate those sounds to a physical letter, it's important that we are very clear with our sounds and the way that we speak. Now, spelling is something that you can actually start at this age of 4. There are simple words that you can start to get your kids to see as they're reading, things like I, a, the. These are words that come up again and again and again, and you can just maybe, as you're reading, you can point them out. Oh, look, there's the word the, and actually point to where the word the is, so that they can see what that word looks like. And then just every now and then for that week, look at the word the. And then you can, after a week or 2 weeks of doing that, you could, after you've read the page, you could say to them, oh, can you see the word the there? You can make up little cards with the word the on it and just put them around, maybe put it on the fridge. And then you could make another card up that has the word I on it. And then look for the word I everywhere that you are. And these are really easy ways that you can teach your kids to start to learn. Now, spelling is something that kids have to learn just off by heart. So you can sound out some words, but in the English language there are so many words that you can't sound out, that you just have to know. Now, there's a whole heap of different ways you can go about doing this. There's a whole heap of ways you can go about doing this. There's the words, the Dolce words that they talk about. There's the magic 100 words, and depending on what school you go to will depend on what they want to do. But a lot of kids at 4 years of age really want to start to learn to read, and they are interested in words. So why not help them? So what I've got here are the magic 100 words. Once you have the 300 words, they're the most common words used in the English language. So we start by using the golden words. Do one every couple of weeks, and you'll be amazed how quickly kids start to actually see those words. So what can we do? Playing games makes children learn so much faster. They have a much faster uptake, and it's easy for that repetition. Remember, we were talking about that repetition and doing things again and again and again. And that's how children learn. Well, playing games is a really easy way of doing something lots and lots of times. You can make up some memory games with the words that you've got. There are plenty of resources that you can get from news agencies, from educational websites. You can even just make them up yourself. Make some flashcards up yourself and just put them around the house. And the more that the children see these words, the easier it is for them to recognise them. If you want to start teaching them how to write, you can teach them by forming the letters. Now, as I said before, you can get a whole heap of different resources from news agencies, but I just find it's easier. Just make the dots across, put a really big dot where they have to start, and then they can just start doing the lines. They do 3 or 4 with the dots, they copy those, and then the rest of the line they just keep doing that same form and that same letter on their own. And you'll be amazed how quickly. Make sure you make them big, don't make it little. Make it quite big to start off with so that they have the ability to be able to copy it easily. Because remember, they're only just learning to write. One of the best things you can do for writing is colouring in. Get them to start colouring in and talk about using different colours for different parts of in the black lines. Talk about not going outside of the black lines. At 4 years of age, this is when they need to learn that. And you'll be quite amazed that if you really prompt them and you sit down and colour beside them, that they love doing it and they learn very quickly how to use that fine motor movement. Have them write some words down on paper, put a chalk on the driveway, a sandbox, just making their fingers make the word in the sandbox and then rub it out, and then do another one and rub it out. Draw with a pen. Do painting. Oh, there's some great soap bath pencils that you can, crayons, and they're made of soap, and you can actually just draw on the tiles in the bathroom, and then it just washes off because all it is soap. So these sorts of activities you can do, you can have it just as part of your everyday. Something fun and intellectual, and the more intellectual stimulation you give them, as well as that gross motor stimulation, will mean that they're tired at the end of the day and they sleep well. And at the end of the day, as long as you get enough sleep, you can cope with anything. That's what I've found as a mother. If I get enough sleep, I'm okay. But if I don't get enough sleep and the kids are keeping me up, then it makes it hard. So keep them active, stimulate their brain, give them the opportunity to learn to write, give them the opportunity to learn to little bits of reading. You're not pushing them. What you're doing is enhancing their opportunities and giving them a reason to use their intellect. And the more that you stretch their intellect, the busier that they are, and the more opportunities that they see and the more success that they feel, they'll then be inclined to try new things and to take those risks. If they can take risks with you around and you're their stability, then they'll be happy to take risks later on when they get to school. To develop their grammar, and at this age of 4, they really need to understand sentences and things like that, the best way you can do that is by speaking in sentences properly to them. Make sure that you move your voice down at the end of a sentence, and that indicates a full stop. That you pause, and that you use complex sentences sometimes, that you don't just talk in very simple language, that you give them 3 or 4 step instructions, and that you give them the opportunity to repeat back to you what you've said to them. Sometimes they're so busy babbling on that they don't actually listen to what they're saying or to what you're saying. Also, I found talking books were fantastic. You can get Beatrix Potter books as an audio book, and they're great for the kids to listen to. They're also good because it means you don't have to read to them as much, but it is important to keep reading to your children books every single day, really right up until they're 10 years of age. Obviously, when they're 10, you're reading to them more complex books, but you're able to then discuss with them the intricacies and the complexities of the relationships between the people in the books. But when you're talking about a 4-year-old, you're looking at what's the problem, and oh, isn't that awful, and oh, how do you feel about that, and talking about their emotions so that they can start to understand their emotions and understand emotions in others. Now that's a whole new other talk, and we do have a little video on that one, social skills with others and social skills with emotions. So these are the sorts of things that you can start to talk about when you're looking at different books. And that is how children learn their spelling and grammar. They practice this through their speech, through them talking to others, through them listening to you talking and people around you.
Thank you for watching Modern Successful Parenting. All advice and information given during this course is designed for general use only. If you have any concerns for your child, please seek professional advice as soon as possible. For terms and conditions, see website www.modernsuccessfulparenting.com.au. Thank you.